When the world gets loud, power belongs to the one who can hold their silence. Anyone can shout, anyone can react, but only the truly strong can stay still when provoked. When emotions rise and when the room expects a response, the boldest move is rarely to out-argue or out-shout. It is to choose a silence so deliberate, so controlled, that it unsettles everyone around you. Because real influence begins the moment you realize this truth. The person who can stay silent commands every ear. The Stoics understood this long before the age of endless noise. Epictetus warned, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Words once spoken cannot be taken back." Silence to the Stoics was never emptiness or weakness. It was self-mastery. It was the discipline of refusing to let anger, ego, or insecurity take control of your mind and dictate your behavior. Look at the world today. Everyone is scrambling to be noticed. Speed is rewarded. Reactions are celebrated. The loudest voice often wins attention, but rarely respect. Silence, by contrast, has become rare and priceless. Those who master it are not afraid. They are grounded, composed, and almost impossible to rattle. Their calm becomes their advantage. In this video, you'll discover 6 specific moments where silence becomes your greatest weapon. You'll learn why holding your tongue isn't about passivity or avoidance, but about courage, timing, and quiet authority. Used correctly, silence transforms conflict, criticism, and chaos into clarity and inner strength. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy Daily, where your story matters. Share your experience or the toughest moment you chose, silence below. Every comment you leave is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel. It's a circle of strength. Comment below. Silence is my strength. Stay with us for all 6 lessons and discover the kind of power that only silence can bring. 1. Stay silent when unfairly criticized. Silence isn't retreat. It's real power, especially when your name is dragged through the mud. Marcus Aurelius, who lived under constant public scrutiny as an emperor, put it plainly, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When unfair criticism strikes, the instinct is immediate, to fire back, to explain, to defend your reputation. But the Stoics understood something deeper. Protecting yourself against every false word doesn't clear your name. It feeds the fire, turning a spark into an inferno. Every response becomes oxygen for the critic's flame. Silence, by contrast, is discipline. It quietly suffocates the drama and shifts the balance of power back in your favor. Imagine this. You pour your heart into a project at work, only for your boss to dismiss it publicly, blind to your effort. Or a family member questions your integrity, reducing your choices to a cheap judgment. Everything in you wants to push back, to correct the story. But in that exact moment, silence speaks louder than any argument. By refusing to react, you step outside the emotional noise. You show a calm strength that words cannot replicate. Your restraint doesn't just de-escalate the conflict. It reveals that you are guided by principle, not controlled by the shifting opinions of others. Use that quiet as a mirror. Ask yourself, is there any truth here worth considering, or is this simply noise seeking attention? What does this criticism reveal about me, about them, about the dynamic between us? If it's false, let it pass. Your silence drains it of energy. If there's something to learn, the pause gives you space to grow without humiliation or defensiveness. In that moment, you're not avoiding conflict. You're owning your response, refusing to let anger or insecurity hijack your actions. Try this. The next time you're unfairly criticized, at work, at home, or online, resist the urge to explain or argue. Take one slow breath. Hold your silence even for a minute. Notice what happens. The tension softens, the critic loses momentum, and you gain clarity. Watch how drama withers when it isn't fed. Ask yourself, what would happen if my actions, not my words, became my defense? What might I learn about my values or hidden insecurities by sitting quietly with criticism instead of battling it? What kind of strength am I revealing when I refuse to fuel the fire? At Stoic Daily, we believe integrity speaks louder than argument. Drop "silence is my strength" in the comments. When has holding your tongue shown more power than any defense? 2. Stay silent when others boast. When ego fills the room, the real test of strength is your silence. Seneca put it plainly, "Work in silence, let success make the noise." Picture a room buzzing like a hive, people flashing their wings, broadcasting promotions, paychecks, or status, each hoping their story shines brighter. The instinct to join the swarm is a natural one. You want to level the score to signal your own worth. But the Stoics saw through this pattern. Most who boast are not powerful. They are compensating. Behind loud achievements often lives a quiet doubt. Am I enough? Boasting becomes a drum beaten loudly to distract from that inner emptiness. The one who stays silent, who lets the results speak for themselves, stands apart. Like a mountain unmoved by passing clouds, they project a confidence that asks for no reassurance and needs no comparison. Imagine you're at a gathering and someone begins listing their new car, their success, their status, revving their engine for all to hear. You feel the familiar pull to respond with your own story. Instead, you pause. You become the deep lake, calm beneath the surface, untouched by ripples above. Your silence signals something powerful. You do not need applause to feel valuable. The room subtly shifts. Eyes notice. True confidence is never loud. It is grounded, composed, and free from the hunger for validation. This silence is not passive. It is dignity in motion. Each time you resist the urge to compete, you strengthen an inner posture that does not depend on comparison. You prove to yourself that your worth is measured by action, not announcement. In a world addicted to fireworks, the person quietly building a solid foundation earns a respect that lasts. The applause that matters is never demanded. It arrives naturally, long after the echoes of boasting fade. Try this. The next time someone brags or tries to one-up you, don't join the parade. Pause. Let your presence stay steady. Notice the urge to compete and ask yourself, what does my need to prove say about me? Am I filling a crack or living my standard? Who am I when my actions, not my words, define me? Watch how restraint leaves a deeper impression than noise ever could. Over time, you'll see that quiet consistency endures, while boasting disappears like fog at sunrise. At Stoic Daily, we believe true strength doesn't need an audience. Drop "my silence is my confidence" in the comments. When has staying quiet earned you more respect than speaking up? 3. Stay silent when angry. Anger is a wildfire. One reckless word, and the damage can spread farther than you ever intended. Epictetus warned, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." Why? Because a stumble can be forgotten, but reckless words leave scars that linger long after the moment has passed. When your blood is boiling, when every muscle tightens to strike back, that is precisely when silence becomes your shield, not your prison. Picture this. You're in a heated argument with a partner, a coworker, or even a stranger. Words sharpen in your mind, ready to cut deep. You want to lash out, to make them feel what you feel. But the instant you speak in anger, you hand your power to the storm. The Stoics understood this dynamic well. Anger feeds on reaction. If you stay silent, you interrupt the cycle. Your pause becomes a firewall, stopping conflict from spreading further. Silence in anger is not weakness. It is the discipline of turning blind rage into reflection. In that brief pause, you protect your peace and preserve your integrity. Like a tree rooted in a storm, you may bend, but you do not break. You create space to ask the questions that matter. What is more important right now? Winning this argument or preserving this relationship? My pride in this moment or my long-term peace? The real strength lies in allowing the surge of emotion to pass before you move forward. The legacy of a harsh word is long. Bridges burned in fury can take years to rebuild. If they can be rebuilt at all, silence, by contrast, plants seeds of trust and respect that often outlast the storm itself. What feels restrained now usually becomes wisdom later. Try this. The next time anger surges, clench your lips, slow your breath, and step away, even for a minute. Feel the urge to erupt without obeying it. Notice how quickly the storm begins to weaken when it isn't fed. How does your mind clear when words are withheld? Visualize yourself as a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. Your silence steadies you first, and then the situation around you. Ask yourself, if I speak now, what bridges might I burn? What would real strength look like if I held silence until my mind returned to calm waters? Over time, you'll discover that restraint is not just control in the moment. It is a gift you give to your future self and to the relationships you value most. At Stoic Daily, we believe silence is the shield that protects both your dignity and your future. Drop "I choose the shield of silence" in the comments. When has holding your tongue kept the peace or saved something precious to you? 4. Stay silent when faced with rumors or lies. When rumors or lies begin to swirl around you, silence becomes your highest ground, a vantage point above the storm. Marcus Aurelius captured this discipline in a single line. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The first impulse is always the same. Defend yourself. Chase every shadow. Shout the truth into the wind. But the Stoics understood something most people miss. Real strength lies in quiet confidence, trusting in truth, trusting in time, and above all, trusting in yourself. Truth does not rush. Character does not panic. Like a mountain, it stands unmoved while clouds of gossip drift and dissolve. Picture a wise teacher or a respected leader. When whispers spread behind their back, they do not sprint into every argument. They let their life and their work speak instead, steady and visible. Like a lighthouse cutting through fog, over time, reputation becomes a stone path beneath their feet, while gossip thins and disappears, burned away by consistency. In this patience, there is dignity. You understand that actions repeated day after day are heavier than any rumor carried by the wind. When you answer every accusation, you step down into the mud with your accuser. But when you hold your silence, you rise above the noise like an eagle circling high while crows fight below. This is not a weakness. It is the discipline to refuse a lower battlefield. It is the belief that time and truth will always reveal what shouting never can. Your composure becomes a fortress. Your dignity is a river that cannot be polluted by passing storms. Try this. If you hear rumors or lies about yourself, resist the urge to explain or hunt down every whisper. Instead, narrow your focus to what you control. Show up with integrity. Keep your standards visible through action. Ask yourself, what does my reaction teach others about my strength? What would it mean to trust that truth, not noise, wins in the end? What if my silence is the sunrise that quietly melts the fog? Notice how a calm presence disarms drama and how steadiness outlasts shifting opinions. Over time, you'll see that character, like bedrock, cannot be washed away by gossiping tides. At Stoic Daily, we believe dignity is your real shield. and strength is revealed by what you refuse to chase. Drop "I trust my actions to speak" in the comments. When has silence protected your dignity against rumors or lies? 5. Stay silent when facing loss or deep pain. There are moments in life when words fall short, when pain is too deep and loss too fresh for explanations or advice to offer any real relief. Seneca saw this clearly when he wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." The Stoics never denied suffering. They accepted it as an inescapable river every human must cross. In times of grief, whether the loss of a loved one, a dream, or even a former version of yourself, the truest act of strength is not filling the silence with words, but allowing silence to create space for healing. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast, still lake at sunrise. The water mirrors your ache. The world is quiet. In that hush, you are permitted to feel without fixing, to honor sorrow instead of running from it. Words, even well-intended ones, often skim the surface while pain lives deeper below. Silence becomes the soil where new roots of wisdom, compassion, and resilience quietly take hold. Like seeds planted in darkness long before they ever break the surface, the Stoics taught that loss is not a flaw in life, but one of its rhythms, like seasons turning or rivers carving stone. To meet loss with quiet courage is to accept reality without resistance. Silence does not erase pain, but like a steady current, it carries away what no longer belongs, leaving clarity over time. When you stop drowning sorrow with noise, you give yourself the chance to feel fully, to process honestly, and eventually to emerge stronger, not despite your pain, but because you allowed yourself to walk through it with open eyes. Try this. When loss or deep pain arrives, resist the urge to explain. Distract or perform strength immediately. Sit in silence. Breathe through the ache. Listen without judgment. Picture yourself as a stone resting at the bottom of a river, still and grounded, letting emotion flow over you without being swept away. Notice how this space softens resistance and allows understanding to form. Ask yourself, what wisdom is waiting in this quiet? How does bearing pain without noise deepen my compassion, my patience, my humanity? Over time, you may find that silence does not weaken you, it reshapes you. At Stoic Daily, we believe that silence in the face of suffering is not a sign of weakness. It is the birthplace of resilience, wisdom, and inner strength. Drop "I heal in silence" in the comments. When has stillness helped you find meaning or compassion in the face of loss? 6. Stay silent in the face of insults. Insults are like stones thrown in your direction, harmless unless you choose to pick them up and carry their weight. Epictetus captured this freedom perfectly. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses. He even added with sharp humor, "He does not know my other faults, else he would not have mentioned only these." The Stoics understood something most people miss. Another person's words cannot injure you unless you invite them in. Real power is letting the insult fall at your feet untouched, refusing to build a burden out of someone else's anger. Picture figures like Gandhi or Nelson Mandela. Years of public criticism, mockery, and even hatred were directed at them. How often did they trade insult for insult? Rarely. Their silence became armor. In that restraint, the world saw maturity, inner command, and quiet authority. To respond to every slight is to hand over control. To meet it with calm or even a soft smile is to show that your worth is settled from within, not granted or taken away by someone else's tongue. Silence in the face of insult is not surrender. It is confidence made visible. Each time you refuse the bait, You strengthen an inner posture that cannot be shaken by noise. You become a fortress built not of anger, but of dignity and composure. Imagine yourself as a mountain unmoved by pebbles, or a bell that does not ring no matter how fiercely the wind howls. When actions, not reactions, define you, harsh words lose their grip. The energy behind the insult fades, rolling away like distant thunder. Try this. The next time someone insults you, online or in person, resist the urge to defend, explain, or strike back. Pause. Breathe. Let their words slide off like rain on stone. Notice the internal pull to react and ask yourself, do these words truly touch who I am, or only skim the surface? What would strength look like if I remained unmoved? Watch how quickly the energy shifts when your silence meets their noise. In that stillness, you taste real freedom, the freedom of remaining your own master, no matter who throws stones or how loud the world becomes. At Stoic Daily, we believe the strongest reply is often no reply at all. Calm in the face of insult is not just self-control. It is a declaration that no one else holds the reins to your dignity. Drop "I master my tongue" in the comments. When has silence protected your peace or revealed your true maturity? The final word is silence. Silence is not empty. It has hidden strength, quiet dignity, an invisible shield you carry into every challenge. Across criticism, boasting, anger, rumors, loss, and insult, silence reveals a unique kind of power. It disarms conflict without force. It signals confidence without display. It protects your peace, preserves your dignity, and creates space for healing and maturity when words would only deepen the wound. The world will always tempt you to speak louder, defend faster, and prove your worth on demand. But the Stoics understood a deeper truth. Wisdom often lives in stillness. The one who masters their tongue masters their life. Here is your challenge. This week, choose just one of these 6 moments to practice silence. Not all of them, just one. When you are critical, you can recognize when anger rises. When an insult is thrown your way, instead of reacting, pause. Hold your tongue. Breathe deeply. Notice what happens inside you. Silence is not passivity. It is the deliberate choice to respond from strength rather than impulse. And in that choice, you discover a freedom no one can take from you. If this Stoic wisdom strengthens you, subscribe and join us on this path of calm resilience. Drop in the comments, "I choose the power of silence." Which situation will you practice this week? Together, let's learn the art of stillness in a noisy world. One moment, one choice, one breath at a time. At Stoic Philosophy Daily, we believe the quietest voice can change everything. And if this journey speaks to you, share it. Someone out there is still reacting. Show them there's another way.
If you're seeking more, discover the full path on my channel, Stoic Philosophy Daily.